Hi Cancer, Enchantress here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers as well as broadcaster of astrology. Welcome to Enchantress Press Astrology, of course. First, I'd like to thank you for being here with me today, lending me your ears, your eyes, and your time. I know it is valuable. And in return, I am sharing information with you regarding the astrology that will help you navigate your month to get the best outcomes. So please don't hesitate to like the video and subscribe to the channel. As you know, I am an author of mystery suspense. If you'd like to learn more about Enchantress, the author, you can hit the down bar. All of my social media links are there, as well as the links for the healing chakra beads and the sun catchers. Now, let's get into why we are here, Cancer. We are here to go over Taurus season, or not only Taurus season, but May in its entirety. I will be going over the major transits, the moons, and after that, how they affect you in the individual astrology as well. So Taurus season is the season we're in, and you may notice something a little different, the natal chart behind me. A lot of my friends have never followed astrology before, or some of my subscribers have never followed astrology before. So they ask me, like, what are you doing? Or I see that it fits, you know, when I listen to you and I navigate my month, I see that it fits, but I just want to know a little bit more, understand a little bit more about what you're doing and what you're talking about when you're telling me. So this is the natal chart. It goes counterclockwise. It is comprised of 12 signs, 30 degrees each sign. These are the planets around the outer edge. This inner edge, the signs are on the outer edge. If you're looking at this, the planets that rule them are on the inner edge, and the most inner layer are the Roman numeral, the numbers of the houses. Okay, so just in case you're looking at that, that's what that is. So I'll refer to it every once in a while, try to remember that it's there. I mean, I can see it on camera anyway, but still. Taurus season, anyway, Cancer. Taurus season is here from April 20th through May 20th. The fixed earth sign of Taurus is ruled by Venus, the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus represents the finer things in life, with love and money at its center, which makes Taurus all about delving into those sensual pleasures that help bring us contentment. The sign craves feeling love literally and figuratively. So take some time to enjoy while appreciating what it is you have. You know, the urge to treat yourself could definitely be heightened this season, as overindulging is a characteristic of Taurus. You know, and Taurus knows what it wants, definitely. Therefore, be discerning as to how much of a glutton you allow yourself to become. If you find yourself coming into some extra cash, you know, don't spend it all in one place. We're not out of the woods just yet. Luckily, Taurus is a sign that is grounded. It's one which is grounded, and it helps you put a plan into place, a plan of action that will help you navigate the issues we may be, or combat the issues we may be facing. Remember, take it one step at a time. Taurus demands we be gentle with ourselves. Now, let's see where some of the major planets will be transiting. First of all, welcome to the wall of retrogrades. It's a time to dive deep and look within, review, rehash, rehearse, all the re's. Now, a cool little tidbit I want to share with you guys before I get into the major transits is going to be something my cousin Becca sent to me. It's actually, it's pretty cute. On May 16th, Jupiter and Venus align with the moon, creating a smiley face in the sky, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'm going to put this link to the astronomy in the newsletter that comes out on May the 1st. By the way, if you're not a subscriber of my newsletter, just message me your email. Even put it down in the comment section below, and I will add you to the list. All of the astrology will be there as well. Now, Uranus. Moving along. Uranus, which is normally rules Aquarius. It is the planet of revolution, shock, surprises. It's in Taurus right now. Okay. The earth sign of Taurus reigns over our values, our money, our resources, which are free to progress. Okay. These areas of our lives are experiencing a drastic evolution. More shocks and surprises are in store at the start of the month with Uranus conjunct the sun. Also, with Mercury there, you can expect some shocks and surprises in communication coming your way. Okay. The sun entered Taurus on April 19th, and it remains there until May 20th. That's when it transitions over into Gemini. Okay. Now, Juno, which is a large asteroid thought long ago to be a planet, it goes direct in the sign of Libra on May 26th. Juno is about marriage, commitment, relationship issues, domestic disputes, and natural disasters are all affected during Juno's shift. Juno shifts on May 26th in Libra. Okay. Mercury, the planet of communication and skills, enters curious Gemini on May 11th, which can have you feeling chatty, ready to network, which is a welcome change as Mercury moves away from Uranus, when it was over here in Taurus. With all the activity on social media, it's a perfect time to make connections online. Okay. Once Mercury transitions over into the sign of Cancer, where it actually is debilitated, your subconscious could have you in you might be moody or guarded or emotional, but a word of advice, just remain in the present to keep your communication from becoming that way, seeming that way, and or seeming that way. Okay. Venus, the planet of romance, finances, abundance, pleasure. It goes retrograde in Gemini on May 13th. Love and communication are in focus. The way you actually go about putting these actions into place is actually the question. Like some will get a second chance to deal with the same issues over again. Will you handle it like you did in the past? If you will, did you get your desired result? If not, this is a chance to shift the outcome. Definitely. Talks about finances will be a big focus during this time. So of course, I recommend not making any drastic changes in your finances unless it's scaling back. We don't know what's going to happen with the economy. We know the economy is gonna recover, of course. Come on. But we don't know when, how soon, at what rate. It's getting a little better. June will be, I assume, much better. When these retrogrades stop, things will be moving forward, of course. Venus rules finances. It's not moving forward right now. Or it's not moving forward. It goes retrograde in Gemini on the 13th. Okay. So anyway, scaling back is an okay thing. You may not have a taste for your appearance if you make any drastic changes either once it goes direct. So basically, while the planet is retrograde, I ward against you making any drastic changes in your appearance. Don't go coloring your hair purple or something. You might hate it once it goes retrograde, once the planet goes retrograde. Mars, planet of challenges and energy, enters Pisces, where it is debilitated on May 13th, calling for you to tap into your intuitive side for solutions. As you know, Mars is normally ruled by Aries. Mars rules Aries, making Aries more forceful, making Aries, they have drive. They're ready to go out there and forge ahead and do what they have to do. Mars is naturally a sign that gives you that energy. When it moves into Pisces, Pisces is a completely different energy. But regardless, the energies are meshing. And because they're meshing, they have to learn to work with one another. That's why you'll be tapping into your intuitive side for more solutions. And while you're up for the challenge, you'll be navigating issues with more forethought. Okay? Exhausting itself is something Pisces just simply doesn't feel the need to do. So don't do it. Okay? Jupiter goes retrograde at 27 degrees in the sign of Capricorn on May 14th, joining Pluto, heightening everything in its sphere. Remember, Jupiter wants bigger. That doesn't always translate into better. You can have too much of a good thing. I'll elaborate below. As well, I also want to remind you that Jupiter deals with travel as well. And it's going retrograde, so expect delays in travel. Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius at 1 degree on May 11th. As you know, Saturn is the planet of restrictions, responsibility, karma, good or bad. Your actions help determine how your karma plays out. Right now, don't make any drastic changes in career, like leaving something completely, quitting a job or something. It's just not a smart thing to do right now. Moving along. Pluto, planet of rebirth, renewal, resources, taxes, debt. It's retrograde until October the 4th. Okay. This is a time of transformation for the collective. Be gentle with yourself. In the coming months, our faiths will be tested. Don't allow fear to bind you mentally. Don't be easily deceived. Do your homework before you go believing media or social propaganda, as it will be shoved into our faces from all directions. This is a time where deceit will be running rampant. We as a collective are at a vulnerable point in our lives. We as individuals must do our part by keeping our hopes up and maintaining our mental health, as well as being a part of the solution as opposed to perpetuating the problem. The silver lining is that Pluto, being conjunct Jupiter, helps us to keep our eyes on the prize. In the coming shifts, we'll be facing changes in our personal or in the coming days, we'll be facing shifts in our personal and business lives. I implore you to keep a kind heart. The world needs compassion, as does our entire human race. Okay? Now, the full hair moon, it's also called the flower moon. It happens on May the 7th. It's in the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Open up the lines of communication. Dive deep, as Scorpio requires a look at what's beneath the surface. Just be mindful that you think before you speak. Scorpio is about death and transformation as well. The full moon brings matters to a point of culmination. Whether it's in business or love, there's much to be revealed this moon cycle. This moon T-squares Mars in Aquarius and the sun in Mercury in Taurus. Let me show you. Okay, so here is the moon. This is where the moon is going to be. It's T-squaring. Mars is going to be here. And then the sun and Mercury is going to be here during that moon. So that's a T-square. Okay? Now, although there's a T-square there with that moon, it trines your sign. Okay? So it trines Cancer. Cancer trines Scorpio. That's a sister sign of yours. So trines bring bring blessings, So while you have a T-square here or some type of problems, you also have a blessing coming, Cancer. And I'll go through that in your individual astrology. This is just the really about the collective, but as far as Cancers, there's a trine for you. Now, the new moon on May 22nd is in the mutable air sign of Gemini. Gemini is a curious sign who loves to communicate, moreover network. What new endeavors would you like to see in the works? This is a perfect time to read up and ask around. You know, take those initial steps. We have come to the time where it's we're getting into your astrology, into your individual astrology. Cancer. Okay. Cancer ranges from June 21st through July 22nd. The Scorpio full moon that we were talking about, that T-square and then that trine you have. The Scorpio full moon is in your house of creativity, romance, and children. Although, like I said, there's a T-square involving joint finances and your sector of friendships and high hopes, you still have a positive energy flow because of the trine. But you've got, the full moon is here, okay, in your house of creativity and romance and children and things like that. And then it's T-squaring your sector of joint finances and your sector of friendships and high hopes. Okay? So all of those things have to do with the T-square. But while you have that T-square, maybe you'll have a blessing coming in, maybe a friend coming in to help save the day or to help give you an idea that saves the day. Okay? That helps your joint finances. A creative endeavor through a friend that helps your joint finances. You see how that all can, connect. So that's what you'll be dealing with as far as the moon. So for part of the month of May, the sun and Mercury are in Taurus. Okay, so the planet of skills, communication, sales, and things like that, intellect. It's in Taurus, your 11th house of high hopes and friends and goals and things like that. So the sun will be there highlighting it, and you'll be chatting. There'll be communications about, even amongst friends, about goals. You'll be talking and chatting about your aspirations and things like that. That'll be a focus. When they both shift into Gemini, the sun on May 20th and Mercury on May 11th, they'll be in your house of solitude and security, so the focus will land there. Toxic and or wasteful habits should be identified, then eliminated, Cancer. Okay? That's what that's about. When Jupiter, planet of luck, that's part of what that's about. When Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, retrogrades, it affects your 7th house of partnerships. Okay? Partnerships become a focus then. Maybe old opportunities and partnerships are in store to come back. Saturn, planet of restrictions, order, structure, even karma, are retrograde on May 11th, aspecting your 11th house. Shared finances and resources are a focus. So don't break the bank or make any unfounded career changes. Maybe some restructuring of your finances are in order, is what it might be looking like around this time, everybody. Or Cancer, I'm sorry. Mars, the planet of energy, challenges. It enters Pisces on May 13th. We talked about that. But it enters there in your 9th house of travel and philosophy and education, Cancer. And it actually trines you, bringing a blessing. Okay? So we also have that there to look forward to. So, Cancer. With the, and then we also have, it looks like my computer screen just cut off on me, or I turned it off by mistake. So I'm going to have to go at this alone without my notes. Okay, so the Gemini new moon is on May 22nd, Cancer. and it is in your 12th house of solitude, privacy, and secrets. Okay, and that's Gemini. That's a chatty sign. It's about networking and okay, so maybe with that in your 12th house, you might be the topic of gossip. You know, watch out for yourself being the topic of gossip at that time. And the sun is there too. Yep. So that moon, you might be the topic of gossip. You know, so, but that moon does have a trine going there, helping out that moon. So Cancer, I hope this information helps you, and I want you to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you next month. Bye, Cancer.